and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. My name is Noelle McAvoy.
And I'm Scott Ramf.
And that was Asaph Adonai. Asaph, what was that lovely tune?
That's called Santa, baby.
Nice.
You'll see where it's going to tie in with our story.
Nice, perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. It is Friday.
Yes.
4th of July
Oh, yeah, it's Friday.
I know.
And everyone has the day off pretty much. Everyone's getting off or getting off early. I was just at the coffee place next door, and they said that they're closing at noon today, so they get the rest of the day off, even though some of them might have to work in the morning, but still, everyone is having a good time.
It's just a great time.
It's a great time, and it's great now. Like the weather is just perfect, and you have no problems with weather quite yet until later tonight. Which is going to be up as high as 94 is going to be the high tonight in the weather. But there is also a hazardous weather warning in effect, also happening for July 4th.
Yeah.
The July 4th weekend, and it starts at 6 a.m. and it runs until 9 p.m. Montana Standard Time.
It's a fire weather watch. And so now, because we're in phase, are we in?
No, we're still in stage 1 fire restrictions. Because stage 1 fire restrictions basically means you can't start a campfire in non-designated zones.
Yes,
where,
and no fireworks either. So
and there's no fireworks in the county at all.
Yeah.
Like in all of Missoula County, there's no fireworks because of the stage 1 fire restrictions. And also, of course, it's not like stage 2 is like when everything's on fire and you're not supposed to go out into the forest camping or anything like that. So stage 2 probably won't happen unless there's a fire. So we'll just check out for that. We'll look out for that this weekend because people are going to fire fireworks regardless, of course.
Yes, they are. Of course they are. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's about basically what's happening this week. You know, you can expect things to start cooling down after the weekend. You know, still it's going to be the high 80s instead of in the mid 90s and somewhat in some forth.
But if you guys remember Wednesday's show, we said that it was going to be 101 on Saturday, and now it's just going to be 90 something. Yep. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, but we've got a guest today. We have Josh Davis, and he's going to be talking to us about workers' cooperatives. Yep. So we will learn more about that later. But right now we've got some new programming.
Yes, we have brand new programming, and this is the ASUM Green Forum. So this is basically a forum where the ASUM, the university's kind of UCLA chapter, is talking about how they can improve the school's energy.
Awesome.
You know, and carbon footprint. So this is a little snippet of what's happening for tonight's premiere of the ASUM Green Forum.
I guess I don't have an issue that I see needing to be worked on. I think issues that students have identified are important and good ones, and I think the point is that they need sustained, I meant this point before, that institutional change is slow, and that moving an institution is hard work. And it requires sustained attention more than one semester, and often more than 1 year, and that even that change that you get will not be enough. So it may take decades of change, but it's happening.
So basically what you see from the video is that there's not much hope in any kind of quick major solutions, but I think that a lot of people are willing to do the baby steps, but it seems as though, and from my perspective, it seems as though people are just complaining about global change, and a lot of people haven't been telling people how they can improve their carbon footprint. Of course, you can always go online, find other resources so you can improve your own carbon footprint to prevent any kind of high energy costs and stuff like that.
It starts at home, you know, and they're trying to get it to be a widespread thing. But for it to be a widespread thing, you have to start in your own house.
One thing I can definitely say is that there may be climate change, but the political climate sure hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Just saying. But anyways, I do want to talk a little bit more about MEGS, and that's media assistant grants, and and other new programs that we've shown on this show is that MCAT provides media assistance grants. I'm going to use that word a couple more times, but the purpose of it is to let nonprofits and other organizations to show their cause, lecture, their concert or anything like that on the channel, on MCAT, and also online, because we do also stream everything that you see on our channel is also streams online via MCAT.org. So you can go to MCAT.org and you can find out lots and lots of resources to get on, to get involved, to have us get involved with your organization to televise and stuff like that. So you go to forums, and you would go to MCAT program contracts if you already have a video you want to show on MCAT, or we have media assistance grants application. Awesome. Or there's an easier way of doing it, and if you have a YouTube channel and you want to put your stuff on MCAT, you just fill this out and put your video link, and boom, we put it on MCAT.
Yeah, it's as easy and simple as that.
And then the nice thing about MCAT is that you can give us any program and anything like that, but you retain the rights to your program.
Yep.
We are a First Amendment station, so on the lines of being able to show your own program, you're also solely responsible for that program. So, because, you know, like First Amendment station, you can have a show that says the mayor is a lesbian or something. Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense. Because you have the right to do that. Like, it's a First Amendment speech right. And then, you know, if you say it enough times, people stop listening. But that's, that's public access. Yeah. You know, that's just the way it works. And, of course, if you want to come on our show, and if you don't want to do a show, and if you have an upcoming event, you can also come appear on our show, Wake Up Missoula. And you can log on to our website. You can get in contact with us via our website at wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You go to contact us, and you fill out this little message thing, basically what every other website has. You can also like us on our Facebook page, where you can also message us there. You can follow us on Twitter. I'll tweet you back.
I'll tweet you back.
Yep, and MCAT also has a Twitter page.
Yeah.
Can you hear to
MCAT
digress?
also has a Facebook page too. So if you want to learn more about MCAT, you can contact us on Twitter. You can also contact us on Facebook. And as Scott said earlier, you can check us out on MCAT.org. You can find out all the information that you need to know about us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course,
we have lots of great resources for you to use to check us out anytime that you want to.
Okay, but without further ado, we're going to bring out our first guest right after this video made by our very own Christian Ackerman, and it's really interesting. If you really slow down and look at it, it's pretty amazing the way he's utilized Final Cut 10 to make a train car run through a city, and it's really cool. So check this out, and when we come back, we'll have Josh on the show talking about jobs and stuff. All right, here. Stay with us. Hey.
We're back with Josh. Hello, Josh. How are you?
Good.
And so we're talking about job cooperatives. Exactly what is that?
Well, worker cooperatives.
Worker cooperatives.
What we call worker cooperatives are businesses that are owned and managed democratically by their employees, by the workers. So rather than having one person who owns the company and maybe takes care of all the management decisions, or hire somebody to do that, and then all the people who come to work there just kind of doing what they're told. The people who are the employees actually themselves own the business. They decide how they want to structure their management for the business. They decide what to do with any surplus profits that are left over after they paid for their own wages. So it's a more democratic business model that has a lot of benefits to it.
What would you say is the I guess the highlight gear? What is this all geared towards?
Well, worker cooperatives have been around for a long time. They started out as ways for people who didn't have access to a lot of capital on their own to be able to start businesses. So if you've got an idea and you think you can have a good idea where you could have a business, but you're just lacking the initial investment capital to be able to do it on your own, if you can get together 5 or 6 other people, and all pool your resources, then that allows you to do a lot of things that nobody would be able to do on their own. So it's one way for lower income people to be able to start up businesses. Wow. And also, having worked at a number of small businesses, and I know from experience that it's no fun to be in the ownership role in a small business often as well. It's a lot of work. You're the only person, kind of bottom lining it. When you have a worker co-op, you have a whole group of people who are all very concerned with making sure the business stays, operational, and that, everybody is really invested in the business. So it's good for the business as far as, having the people who work there be more invested in it and wanting to do a better job. They also have a lot better track record. Once worker co-ops get started, they tend to stick around for a lot longer than traditional small businesses for that very reason, I would imagine, is because you've got more people, trying to keep the thing going.
Yeah, everyone's got to be responsible for themselves and the business and everything as a whole.
Yeah, so nice. We also have a website. Is this the right website that we're looking at right here?
Yeah, so this is the website, Grassroots Economic Organizing. I manage this website, and it's devoted to mostly worker cooperatives, but also other areas of what we call the solidarity economy, which would be things like time banks or credit unions, community gardens, kind of any alternative way for people to get their needs filled. Any alternative economics we're very interested in, and so this is a news and information site that I run. And kind of just keeps us, keeps you up to date on, what's happening in the worker co-op world and the co-op movement in general. And so as part of my, work with worker co-ops and being interested in them and wanting to have more of them, I first showed a little movie called Own the Change, which is a 20-minute documentary about worker co-ops. I showed that at the library a little over a month ago, and then we, as some of the people who showed up there, we put together a little study group that we're having once a month now over at the Hive, which is it's 800 South 3rd Street West, where ProBuild used to be. It's now going to be a community center, kind of with local businesses and stuff, and I'm working with Lizzie Judah, the owner of the Hive, to work on making that kind of structuring it in a cooperative manner, and then we're also doing this worker co-op study group at the Hive. So anybody who's interested in worker co-ops or in cooperative economics in general is encouraged to come by. Our next meeting is on Sunday. We've been doing the first Sunday of the month, 3 p.m. at the Hive, and we've got a couple of actual worker co-ops in Missoula here. We've got one that's already kind of formed. We've got one that's in the process of trying to convert a local small business into a worker co-op, and another woman who has a farm that she's trying to convert to an eco-village. So a whole range of people with kind of similar interests. And so if it's something that your viewers are interested in, everybody's encouraged to come down, and 3 o'clock on this Sunday. So if you're not too hungover after the festivities on the 4th, we'd love to see them down there.
Cool. Awesome. So one more time, just for the audience, where can people get in contact with you guys?
They can contact me by sending me an email is probably the easiest. My email address is josh@geo.coop. That's josh@geo.coop. And that's my email address, and I can, put anybody on the email contact list and keep you up to date, and
awesome.
Hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more worker co-ops in town.
Yeah, I hope so. That sounds like a great opportunity for everyone in Missoula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
and how did you get started with the worker co-ops?
I got started basically through the Grassroots Economic Organizing website. I've been interested in economics for a long time. I have a degree in economics from the university here, but nothing, I couldn't really find my niche in that field, and then I stumbled across this website a while back, and started volunteering for the collective. The website is run, I should mention, by a collective of people who've been doing this work for over 30 years now. Started out as a magazine, a quarterly glossy magazine. Now we're just doing the online website thing. So I found this website. They were looking for volunteers. I started volunteering. And through the collective, which is made up of academics and worker owners and co-op developers, I just kind of was able to, you know, expand my personal network and knowledge, and just for the last couple of years have been really submersing myself in the whole worker co-op world. So that's how I got involved. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And everyone, if you want to get involved, Sunday, 3 p.m. at the Hive. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks very much. We'll be right back after this.
This is Dan Gallagher, Vietnam veteran. You know, veterans enjoy the 4th of July festivities as much as anyone, maybe even more, since the day celebrates the freedoms they help defend. You know, the fireworks we use to celebrate our freedoms on the 4th of July are some of the same sounds that remind the veterans who fought for those freedoms of the wars they thought they'd left behind, whether just last week or 50 years ago. So enjoy your fireworks, but be courteous when using them around others, especially veterans. It's just one way to honor our nation's defenders, and believe me, our veterans would definitely appreciate that.
Ooh, that was intense.
We're back. And so we're back with some events. So it's 4th of July weekend, and there's not really that much going on for like other things other than the 4th of July.
Yep.
So so these are all the events for today. It's also First Friday, but I also didn't really see that many galleries doing anything for First Friday either. Yeah, but we've got some events going on still. There's still some things happening. So starting at 9:30 a.m. is Family Fun Time at Miss Mo Gymnastics. This is an open gym for ages walking to 12 years. And, you know, they just have obstacle courses, trampolines, foam pits. Yeah, lots of the fun things for you to move around and, yeah, get involved with. It's $5 for members, $8 for non-members. And then preschool playgroup goes on at about the same time, starts at 11. $8 a drop-in, $12 for siblings. This is for ages walking to 5 years. And they set up different stations around the gym, and then parents and children choose what they want to do. So it's like trampolines and obstacle courses, and kind of the same as Mismo. Yeah. And then Spectrum Discovery area, they have got, their Discovery Bench is puzzles, and the Brain Lab is brains, and they close at 3 p.m. today rather than 4. So if you want to get in there early. And so here's some First Friday things. Berkshire Hathaway Montana Properties is having a First Friday event starting at 5. I think it's just a bunch of painting artwork. And then Sunrise Coffee Shop down on 1951 Kensington Avenue is having a First Friday art show. Missoula resident Carol Witt, which is a retired attorney, she spent 4 years living on a sailboat in the Mediterranean and took literally thousands of photos during that time. So her show features photographs of fireworks over Cannes, France in 2012. Yeah, so that'll be really neat. So that starts at 5, 1951 in Kensington Avenue. And then the Clay Studio of Montana, or Missoula, has got an opening reception. John Zinnerman, his work is called Scapes. And he constructs contemporary ceramic objects and adds to them texture and glazing patterns representative of geological strata. So I'm going to show you guys a photo of his. Yeah, and so those are one of the clay art pieces that he likes to make. And as you can see, it kind of looks like a rock, which is pretty neat. Yeah. And then we've got some music for tonight. We've got traditional Irish music at the Union Club starting at 6. And then, so this weekend in Chicago at Soldier Field is the last weekend of the Grateful Dead to play music at all. Any music whatsoever. And so the Top Hat Lounge is live streaming all 3 nights of the Fare Thee Well tour. They're celebrating 50 years of the Grateful Dead. And so the last remaining members of the Grateful Dead will be in Chicago playing all 3 nights. So the Top Hat will live stream it for free. Starts at 6 p.m. every single evening. Yeah, so go to the Top Hat. Definitely. And then there is some live bingo at Lucky Strike Bar and Casino. And then there is a Fishbowl Friday at Monk starting at 8. There's a parking lot party at Moose River Bar and Grill out in Sealy Lake. Live music is by the Bottom Feeders. Three-Eared Dog is at the Union Club. Russ Nassett and the Revelators is at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. And then this is kind of interesting. There's a Midnight Glow float. And so there is a group that's going out floating tonight at 10 p.m. And so they are going to put in at, they're going to all meet at the Eastgate Ace and Albertsons parking lot, and then they're going to put in at Bonner on the Tamarack Road, and they'll take out at the Van Buren footbridge. And so they meet at 9:30 at the Ace and Albertsons parking lot, and then the float is at 10. And they claim that it's 2 hours, but I did this the other day, and it's 3 hours.
It's so long.
Yeah.
And plus the river's so low, and it's slow. But also, going floating at night... I think it's stupid.
I think it is too. I don't think it's very smart.
It's not safe. It's not smart.
No, but
that's just.
And they put in at Tamarack. They get out the Van Buren footbridge. That is 3 hours, definitely. I did it the other day. It's 3 hours, and it's at night. And so, the cost is $10 though. So it is sponsored and it is chaperoned, and so hopefully they've got rafts or they have people on that'll like
make sure that nobody
drowns,
goes into the river and gets never seen again.
Yeah.
I think everyone like the smart thing to do is like everyone has like a bright color, wears bright colors, and has
so
like
too.
a I don't know, like a glow-in-the-dark bracelet or something, just so you know exactly where they are.
Well, and they
because it's dark.
And it's
not just like it's kind of dark, but nighttime it's really dark.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of dark patches, especially on the river.
Yeah.
So just be careful. I mean, I think it's a really cool idea. Like yesterday, I think there was like a full moon.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it was a full moon last night, and it's a blue moon. So we have a full moon last night, and then a blue moon is where there's a full moon twice in a month.
No, the blue moon is there's a full moon. There's a second cycle of the full moon.
It's when there are two full moons in the same month.
It's not back to back. It's usually the same month. It's always like the beginning of the month, and then towards the blue moon would be towards the end of the month.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
This is the first half of the blue moon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, just clearing that up.
Don't interrupt me. Well, if you didn't interrupt me, I'd tell you.
All right.
Okay, great. Now back to me. Okay, Local Yokel will be at the Top Hat Lounge at 10 p.m. tonight. Yeah, that'll be fun. And then I've got some Grateful Dead history. Since, the surviving members of the Grateful Dead are going to be playing their last tour and last concerts this weekend, I just want to give you guys an overview of the Grateful Dead. So they started in 1965 in Palo Alto, California. They ranged from a quintet to a septet, but they were, jam band. They're awesome. Yeah, and so they fused rock, folk, bluegrass, blues, reggae, and country. They also improv jazz, psychedelia, and space rock. And for live performances, they had lengthy instrumental jams. This is all from Wikipedia. And so their music, says Lenny K, touches on ground that most other groups did not even know exists. And so what's so great about the Grateful Dead is that they've been around since the 60s. They've been playing since the 60s. So that's like 50 years. It's a long time. And then we lost Jerry Garcia in 95, and so that's been about 20 years now. So they had 20 more years of playing without him. And so this is just their last farewell tour in the weekend at Soldier Field in Chicago, and I read a really nice article about it yesterday. And it seems like everyone's really excited. And it should be nice. It's very bittersweet since the Grateful Dead has had such an influence on America and has such an influence on everyone's lives, kind of, like people used to follow them around forever. Yeah, people would follow them around all over the place.
There probably still is people following them around.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so the Top Hat Lounge is going to be live streaming that, and I just think that's so great.
That's awesome.
So all you Deadheads out there, I'll feel your pain about the ending of this great...
And it will leave you feeling grateful.
Yes, it will. It'll definitely leave you feeling grateful for having experienced this wonderful music past 50 years. Yeah, so get out to Top Hat Lounge if you're not in Chicago and check it out. But I think that we're going to switch gears now and go over to Asaph.
Great. Before there was Holly Berry playing Catwoman, there was Eartha Kitt. Roll the tape, the first one.
You didn't give us much time to get ready.
Yeah. Come on, Asaph.
Here it is.
Catwoman! I said ridiculous, nonsense, foolish prattle. How can Batgirl be the best anything when Catwoman is around? No best-dressed list is complete without the addition of the Queen of Criminals, the Princess of Plunder, yours untruly, Right, Manx and Angora?
Right.
In any comparison between Batgirl and myself, she runs a poor third. Ah. But I can, gentlemen. And I have. You ladies with your fancy hairdos.
Okay, so
that my hair.
Yeah,
So
it's just like it's like 5 non-stop minutes of sass.
Yeah, she's just so
that's
sassy.
the way this particular Catwoman was. And, of course, that Catwoman is primitive compared to the Holly Berry version. Anyway, we're talking about Eartha Mae Kitt, known to the world as Eartha Kitt. And she was an American actress, singer, cabaret star, dancer, stand-up comedian, activist, and voice artist. In fact, she played Yuma in the 2000 film, The Emperor's New Groove, with David Spade, which I thought was a very funny cartoon. And of course, she'll probably be best remembered for a song called Santa Baby, which scored in the top 10. And the actor Orson Welles once called her the most exciting woman in the world. And I'm using this building up to our second video. In early African American music in the church, like the AME, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and the Church of God in Christ, they had early church music that came from the Negro spirituals. And as time went by, they were putting some of that music into the secular music of the time, which was considered a form of blasphemy in the black church. And of course, we know now that wasn't, but that's the way they believed at that time. So this clip we're about to see is from a movie called St. Louis Blues, where Eartha Kitt and Nat King Cole proved to their families that it's not blasphemous music.
It sounds like Footloose.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can show this clip here.
Or like any other movie that's a musical ever. It's like, there's no singing in this town. Blah.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways.
So that's the way it was in the black world, too. There's our girlfriend, Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, she's awesome.
We have to have symbols in musicals.
I hate to see that evening sun go down. Hate to see that evening sun go down. 'Cause my baby, he's done left this town.
Just like anything else, this woman went on to do some great things with her life. She's won all kinds of awards, and like most singers and stuff like that. So she was very popular in the African American world of the past too. And she just had a distinctive sound, not only with her singing, but the way she spoke in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So the world will remember Eartha Kitt as the great singer she was, and of course, Catwoman.
Yes, yeah. Where I've seen Eartha Kitt, I've seen her in movies as like the older, sexy woman that entices the younger man.
Yeah, she did that, and when she got older, she just had that sensual look.
Oh yeah,
her
well she's
entire life.
she's great. She's so beautiful, and even at like 80, she's a babe.
Yeah.
And so that's where I've seen her is like seducing younger men as an older woman in movies. And so that's nice. I didn't know who she was. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was Eartha Kitt. So she'll always be remembered as the great singer.
And is she still around?
No, we lost her on Christmas Day actually in 2008.
Oh wow.
At the age of 81.
It's too bad.
Well,
she's awesome.
Yeah, well, she just left the world some great music, so we can remember her that way.
Yeah, I didn't know Santa Baby was by her either.
Yeah, that was one of her biggest hits, was Santa Baby.
Oh yeah, that'll be forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Classic.
Cool. Thanks, Asaph.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is like every holiday cabaret show, there's like two like people singing that song together, just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the original Eartha Kitt version. That's how
Who's the male that sang with her?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It was like Bing Crosby. I thought it was like someone like pretty big or something.
Probably
I don't
was.
know, but she's associated with introducing that song to the world.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, we are going to events again. Now this is events for the 4th of July, which, like I said, are not really much going on other than 4th of July things. Well, not even.
Is there any like places, well, because I read in the newspaper this morning that the areas for these shows for fireworks are shrinking. There's not that many places to go to watch fireworks.
Yeah.
Because you can't really let off fireworks legally. You can't, I mean, the Southgate Mall, that's like the only one from what I know is still doing it. Flathead canceled theirs.
Really?
Yeah, Flathead just canceled their fireworks show. That's what I just read in the paper today.
It's too bad. Yeah. Well, the Southgate Mall is the only one in Missoula. Sealy Lake does stuff, but they won't.
I don't even know. I think they might.
I don't think
they didn't. They haven't said for sure.
Yeah. So all these places in Missoula County are just canceled their fireworks, and it's just a bummer because growing up in Great Falls, Great Falls goes all out. Like there's a parade, there are fireworks everywhere.
Butte's having a parade.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't, that's one of the things you guys can look out for. If you guys are interested in the 4th of July, it's a parade during the day. You can go to Butte. I know it's a stretch because it's Butte.
It's an hour and a half.
So it's not even if you're. It takes me an hour, but that's not here or there. Don't listen to this. But anyways. You go there, you go see the parade, and then you're pretty much done by like 4. Then you get home by dinner time. You can hang out for a couple hours before sunset, which is like at 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but so that's what's going on. I don't know.
There's a lot going on. You just have to look for it.
Yes. But I do have one event that I didn't talk about for tonight. Is the outdoor cinema starts tonight, as we all know from Wednesday's show. And the first movie tonight is The Breakfast Club. That is
Saturday night.
It's tonight. It starts tonight.
You're talking about 4th of July events.
No, well, I just said that. Never mind. They know. They're watching.
They know?
Yes,
Okay.
People are watching and they know. Yeah, so Breakfast Club is at tonight, but now I'm going on to Saturday events. So Farmers Market is at the Red Axis from 8 to 1 tomorrow morning. People's Market is from Pine Street from 9 to 2. The Clark Fork Market is in Caris Park from 8 to 1. And then, like we heard on Wednesday from Justice Ender, the ADA Legacy Tour is tomorrow at Caris Park at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 2. And so they are just celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And Ender, Justice will be there along with several other great people.
And me.
And Scott. And you do lots of activities and hang out and eat some food and ice cream and have some free carousel rides and just support a part of the community that maybe isn't as supported as it should be.
Yep, American Disabilities Act.
Yeah. And then at the Historical Museum at Fort Missoula, in their trolley barn, they're having a one-day exhibit of Steele's prisoner of war reproductions on site. And so Ben Steele, a Montana hero, and they are talking about this veteran's visual account of his experiences as a World War II prisoner of war.
Yeah, and he's pushing 94, 95 now. So
between 10 and 4 tomorrow at the trolley barn out in Fort Missoula, you can listen to him, and that's really cool. Super interesting. The fort is also having an old-fashioned 4th of July celebration starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And so there will be food vendors, live music, kids activities. Its admission is $5 for adults, $3 for seniors, $2 for students, and $15 for an entire family. Yeah, and so that's at the fort starting at 10 tomorrow. And Sanders County, which is out in Plains, Montana, so if you want to drive out there and not stick around Missoula because there's not too much going on, you can do that. It starts at noon, and so they're going to be having food and art vendors, and they'll be swimming at the river beach. There'll be live music from some of Missoula's bands and DJs. There'll be a bounce house, family activities, all-day event, free admission, and they are having a fireworks show there. So if you want fireworks, go out to Plains, Montana. Yeah, and then like I was talking about earlier for Friday night, Top Hat Lounge is once again going to be streaming the live Fare Thee Well last tour of the Grateful Dead in Chicago starting at 6 p.m. Yeah, and then I have some fun unknown facts about 4th of July. So this is by the Pioneer Women website. And so here are some 20 interesting things you may or may not already know about the 4th of July. And why not, right? Okay, so it was initially adopted on July 2nd. So that was the real Independence Day.
Yep.
But the revised version was 2 days later on the 4th. So I guess that's the one we all count. Yeah.
It's all the one that like people like to correct you with trivia and mostly end up sounding callous and it's like, oh, thanks.
Sounding like jerks. I don't really care.
I was like, it's 4th of July. No, you know, and then the July 2nd. I was like, okay, but they officially made it July 4th, so just saying.
Whatever. And then the oldest continuous Independence Day celebration in the United States is the 4th of July parade in Bristol, Rhode Island. It began in 1785. Woo! That's crazy! The Declaration of Independence was penned by Thomas Jefferson and signed by 56 men representing 13 colonies. One of the oldest patriotic songs, Yankee Doodle, was originally sung by British military officers prior to the Revolution as a mean to mock the disorganized American colonists who fought alongside them during the French and Indian Wars. Those jerks. Let's see. So France, Greece, Poland, Russia, and several other countries in South America used the Declaration of Independence as a beacon in their own struggles for freedom. Swoon. Nice. Let's see. Some other interesting things. The Pennsylvania Evening Post was the first newspaper to print the Declaration of Independence. Both the Philippines and Rwanda celebrate 4th of July as a day of liberation, and Southeast Asia is known as Republic Day, and Rwandans celebrate Liberation Day. Ah, that's very interesting. Yeah. The country's 30th president, Calvin Coolidge, was born on Independence Day in 1872. Kinda cool. Let's see. Americans began observing the 4th of July as early as 1777 when the first ever major celebration in Philadelphia included a parade and a 13-shot cannon salute and fireworks. So fireworks have dated back a long time. Yeah. And then 8 of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence were born in Britain, so they're traitors. But that's behind us now. Let's see. And the average age of the signers of the Declaration of Independence was 45. Benjamin Franklin was the oldest at 70, and Edward Rutledge was the youngest at 26.
Which is completely unheard of at that time. Someone living up to be in their 70s.
Oh yeah, no, he was crazy. Yeah. And then I've just got 3 events for Sunday. There's family story time at the Missoula Public Library starting at 2 p.m. on Sunday. It's at the Dragon Rug. And they'll have a theme story time, which may include songs and art activity. And then there will be the Fare Thee Well final last show of the Grateful Dead at the Top Hat at 6 p.m. live stream. And then Jazz Martini Night will be at the Badlander at 9. They have $5 martinis and great jazz music and no cover. Yeah, so if you want to find out more information, check out The Independent, check out the newspaper, check out MissoulaEvents.net. I did pretty much tell you everything that was going on with MissoulaEvents.net though. But in case you want to look again, you can. Yeah, there's lots of great resources on the internet and in paper to find out everything that's going on in Missoula. But first we're going to switch gears and we're going to give you some tips about fireworks safety.
Yes. This is part 2 of the firework safety from the 90s that we showed on Wednesday. Yeah. So we're going to show the rest of it today. Woo! So here is some firework safety tips back in the 90s.
Select a hard, smooth, level surface on which to light fireworks. Soft grass or rough gravel may not provide adequate support. A cement or asphalt surface works best. Read and follow all of the caution statements printed on each fireworks item. Keep spectators back a safe distance, appropriate for the types of fireworks being used. A minimum distance for fountain-type fireworks is 25 feet, while at least 40 feet of clearance should be allowed for aerial fireworks. Be sure everyone in the immediate area knows that fireworks will be ignited. The person lighting the fireworks should wear goggles or safety glasses for additional eye protection, just as one should wear safety glasses while working with tools inside or outside the house. The operator should move back a safe distance after each fuse is lit. If a fuse fails to ignite an item, leave that firework alone for at least 10 minutes. Discard any item that fails to ignite. Keep a bucket of water handy in the area where fireworks are being used. It's the perfect place to dispose of used sparkler wires. It's also a good place to dispose of other fireworks after they're finished burning. Discard the used casings in the trash the following morning. It's also a good idea to have water available. It's a good idea to have a garden hose handy should a stray spark ignite any dry grass or leaves. A small fire can be extinguished quickly before any problem develops. Here are a couple of special reminders as you plan your celebration. Avoid using any unlabeled fireworks. Federal regulations require that the supplier's name and address and full cautionary labeling be clearly marked on every item. Unlabeled fireworks could be dangerous, explosive devices that are banned by the U.S. government. These devices are made with no quality control and may instantly ignite as you are lighting them, causing tragic injuries. You can perform a real public service by reporting anyone selling these illegal devices to your local police department. Never attempt to make your own fireworks or attempt to modify any commercially manufactured fireworks. All too often, these sorts of activities lead to tragedy. Leave fireworks manufacturing to the experts. Never misuse fireworks. Don't throw fireworks. Aim them at other people or use them for practical jokes. Fires or injuries might occur. Let's work together to make family fireworks celebrations safe and enjoyable. By being careful and responsible, we can protect and preserve the great American tradition of fireworks on the 4th of July.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want to throw fireworks. Of course we're going to throw fireworks. Why not?
Hey, you shouldn't say that. Fireworks are dangerous.
People obviously know I'm joking. I would hope so. If you don't know that, then I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
I don't know. Hey, Noelle. I gotta say something.
Yes, go.
It is Friday.
Yes.
And you know how I always do Flagship Friday?
Yeah.
But of course I can't do that because all the Flagship Friday videos are gone. Thank you. And so I do have some videos from our summer camps that we did.
Oh, nice.
And I would really like to show it to the audience before we go today.
I think that's
just
a great
it would
idea.
be a nice treat just for the
Scott,
4th
I
of
think
July
that's a
weekend.
great idea. I love that. I think that's a great idea.
And I think this is a really fun video that we shot.
This is last week with our summer camp kids, and it was pretty fun.
It was
pretty
pretty
funny.
awesome.
And we have really cool, we shot it with an iPad.
Yes.
It's got cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without further ado. Here's a cool movie.
Yeah. Spacebar.
Guys, there's dinosaurs! There's dinosaurs! There's dinosaurs! I just saw you! I just saw your sheriff's office!
Oh yes,
right?
I'm excited for next
awesome.
week's camp for
Me too.
sure. There's a lot. It's our animation camp that's happening next week. It is
Next
full, of course.
2
All our
weeks.
camps are pretty much full,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to talk about it a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And next year we'll be doing summer camps, hopefully. I think one thing, like, you know, you're constantly learning from these kids about how they think about certain things, and I think that especially this coming next year, we're going to focus more on like quantity, like just like bunch of little short movies.
Yeah.
Because especially, I mean, it really helps to feed into some of the kids' attention.
Yes. It is also very hard because they have
They like just as
so
soon
much
as
attention.
yes, because just as soon as we would start with a project, they'd be like, "I'm bored,"
I don't want to do this.
and then it's like, okay, so
Can
we
I
don't.
do something else? Can I get on the computer? Like, no.
Yeah,
No.
this is not on the computer camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it just really depends. I mean, it's always really cool when we get a lot of good kids who are just like, let's make a movie, let's do the
Yeah.
movie, let's do all this and this and
Yeah.
that. But then there's always factors in the way. And yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some of the kids who'd rather just kind of sit in the corner and play video
Yeah.
games. It's like, okay, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
They're lost.
yeah, it is totally their loss. And
Yeah.
I hope we have a lot of great kids this time. We're
I
going to
hope so
try to
too.
separate them as much as possible and
They don't
get
distract
them all
each other.
working on projects. And so it's going to be
Yeah.
our stop animation camp,
For
which
the next
is
2 weeks.
really
next
fun.
week,
And I
the
love
week after
stop
that.
animation for sure.
Yeah.
Stop animation is a great, just awesome, wonderful, great.
So great.
Yep. Of course, I mean, if I do have a short little stop animation video, I would like to show it, but I'm not sure if I can find it. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find it in time. So no. I mean, I did want to kind of show a little tease about it, but I'll show you guys on Monday a little tease about some stop animation from last year. I want to show How's video. Remember How from last
Yeah.
year? He was like the worst little kid. He was like terrible, just like disrupting all our neighbors and
Yep.
in the building here, and just like
Disrupting everyone, yeah. But as soon as he got on his own.
no, we just put him alone and gave him a camera and just like, hey, I want you to use this whiteboard and draw
great.
it. It is amazing, and I can't wait to show it to you
Yeah.
guys on Monday.
Yep. Yeah.
But without further ado, I am really happy, and I want to thank Josh Davis. I
Yes,
look at
thank
my
you very
little
much,
cheat
Josh, for coming
note
onto our
card,
show talking about worker cooperatives.
which is a great idea.
I think
I'm
it's a
like,
great idea,
anything
too.
that promotes businesses in town. I mean, like one thing's for sure is
promotes-
like,
yeah.
like businesses that help like small businesses.
Yeah.
I'm all about the small businesses, but of course, you know, you got to understand that with every small business is a risk.
Yep.
And there's always going to be chances that your business fails, but you
Yeah.
got to keep trying. Like sometimes you can't just because one thing fails doesn't mean another fails. Just look at like one of our longest running businesses, restaurants, was Thai Spicy.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
Thai Spicy?
Yep, I do.
They still go. They have food carts. They do their food cart late
Yeah.
at night, but they also do a barbecue nap. They don't. It's surprising. They do barbecue, and they have like they call it a little with an Asian kick to all their
Nice.
barbecue, and it's really good.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that you just got to keep going with your businesses. And of course, they have the meeting on Sunday at 3 p.m. at the Hive, which
Yeah.
is just off of
Yeah, off
3rd
of
Street.
3rd Street. Yeah, that'll be really interesting. It's open for everyone. It's free. Find out more about that. Yeah, and then you can go to his website. I think it was, I forget what it was.
It's not on
Sorry,
here.
you guys. We don't have it up anymore. But yeah, just check out worker cooperatives online. But we're going to plug our social media one more time. So if you
Yes.
want to find out more about Wake Up Missoula, you can check us out on our website, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You can also like us on Facebook, as well as like Wake Up Missoula on Twitter.
You can also follow Missoula Community Access on Twitter. It's at MCATTV Missoula. You can also like us on our Facebook page, where we post all new programming and more on our MCAT official MCAT Facebook page.
Yes.
But of course, you can go to our official website, mcat.org. It's really simple. And you can find out a bunch of new programs. You can watch videos live and look at schedules about upcoming videos. And of course, our video on demand is just wonderful. It's like our own YouTube centric for videos from
Yeah.
MCAT. So every video that gets submitted to MCAT from now on has been online. So
Yeah.
you can watch all of the programs that I kind of teased today and more by logging on to our website, mcat.org, and looking at our schedule and just clicking on the little view hyperlink right next to the title of the video. It's wonderful. You don't have to wait. No more waiting.
Yep. And if you didn't catch us this morning, or 8 a.m. is a little too early for you to catch us, you can check us out on Channel 189 at 2 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays as well.
Yes.
So we air again the same day that we air in the mornings. So it's kind of nice. You can get us twice a day and all over the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy 4th of July. And stay safe. And we'll see you guys Monday.
Yep,
For Wake Up Missoula, I'm Noelle Mack.
And I'm Scott Ramf.
And this is Asaph. Thanks, everyone.